Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday morning. It's Stephen Whiteside here from the uptrend.com. Well, in the pre market this morning, things aren't as bad as they could be. We've got stock index futures mixed with money certainly coming back into the tech sector on Tuesday morning. We also have commodities higher and Bitcoin higher on Tuesday morning. Well, Monday turned out to be a black swan day for the AI sector, and the AI sector, because it's been in focus for the last year, certainly got a lot of attention on Monday. Now, when I started doing the presentation yesterday morning, the Nasdaq was down 1,000 points. The Dow was down 400. That's not the way the day ended. We didn't get hurt as much as one would have had expected. The rest of the market held up fairly well. Now, what's really important about Monday's trading action was, yes, money did come out of anything AI related, but it went back into the rest of the market. That doesn't always happen. So yesterday was a mixed day for the market, and there's certainly a lot of bullish things came out of Monday's trading action. So it wasn't all bad across the board. Now, certainly Nvidia got whacked. Nvidia being, either the first or second or third biggest company in the world by market cap. It certainly had an effect on the market, but it didn't break the market. That's the important takeaway from Monday's trading action. There is the semiconductor ETF down nearly 10% on the day. Again, anything AI related. So there's Broadcom. So chips got whacked on Monday. Energy stocks related to AI got whacked. There's Vistra, there's Constellation. And at the same time, as I mentioned, money did not leave the market on Monday. The Dow actually ended the day higher. And yesterday morning, the Dow was down 400 points and change, and it came right back and ended the day higher. When we look at the U.S. sectors, yes, down at the bottom is information technology. Yes, it was down over 5.5%, but that money did not leave the market. We went into consumer staples, healthcare, financials, real estate. And when we look at the Dow, what worked on the Dow was Johnson & Johnson, followed by Salesforce, followed by Procter & Gamble. And we even had Apple up on the day. And Apple, of course, has been on a sell signal for a while now. It traded right up to the upper channel line on Monday. So a close on Tuesday above $232.38 would give us a buy signal for Apple. So Apple, of course, is coming into earnings this week, and it should, of course, be rather exciting. There's Nvidia trading higher in the pre-market this morning. So, of course, this number is going to be different by the time you see this video, but money is coming back into AI stocks on Tuesday morning. Certainly not enough to change or undo the damage from Monday's trading action. But if you have to sell on the open on Tuesday morning, you're going to get a little more money than you would have at the close on Monday. Now, I was concerned about the NASDAQ 100 breaking the $500 level. We didn't even get close to that yesterday. A couple of weeks ago, we came down to the $500 level and bounced, and here we are. Yes, we did generate a sell signal yesterday, but we certainly didn't break anything on Monday. Now, we do have the Magnificent 7 ETF back on a sell signal. That has a lot to do with NVIDIA, but we also have Alphabet back on a sell signal as of Monday's close. Of course, Google is heavily involved in AI right now. We also have Tesla back on a sell signal as of Monday's close. Not a lot of aggressive selling in Tesla on Monday, but it is back on a sell signal. At the same time, Meta made a new high on Monday, hitting our next price target of 656.25. So congratulations if you had an order in up there. Now, Shopify did dip through the lower channel line yesterday, but ended the day closing above it. So no change in trend for Shopify. Now, in the Canadian market, Celestica got whacked on Monday. Of course, it has a large AI component to it. The pros took control back in the middle of September, and yesterday they took some money off the table, running the stock right back down to support at 125. So hopefully you took money off the table along the way and are still have a very profitable trade in Celestica. Now, other Canadian stocks got whacked yesterday. Of course, anything energy related got hit hard. So there's TransAlta, there's Capital Power, both getting whacked on Monday, and there's NextGen Energy also getting hit hard on Monday. Now, looking at the TSX, when we look at the Vanguard Canada ETF, it was down 30 cents on the day. The iShares for the TSX 60 were down 7 cents on the day. So now when we look at the sectors of the TSX, yes, information technology got whacked on Monday, down nearly 3.5%, but money went back into communication services. So that's the telecom stocks. And we saw a big up move yesterday for TELUS. We saw money move back into BCE. We've got both Rogers and Quebecor back on buy signals as of Monday's close. So came out of Celestica, went right into those telecom stocks. Now, getting back to our regular schedule, we do have one economic report coming out today, but not until 10 a.m. So that's not going to change things in the pre-market. And of course, the big event this week is the Fed meeting, which will end tomorrow at 2. And then we've got the press release and the news conference to deal with. And that's when usually all the volatility starts to expand. And then we've got more economic numbers coming out on Thursday in the pre-market. So GDP and initial jobless claims, and those numbers could certainly change the direction of the market. Now, looking at commodities, we did see a new sell signal for copper yesterday. Gold pulled back sharply on Monday, but it is up in the pre-market on Tuesday morning. Silver is sitting right on the edge there. It was closed 1 penny below the lower channel line. It is up in the pre-market this morning, so you might want to wave that sell signal off for the time being. Certainly, you're not going to wave anything off in the energy sector. We've got crude oil, gasoline, and now natural gas back on a sell signal as of Monday's close. Now, we're almost done here. We've got the VIX. All the VIXs are back on buy signals right now. We had the S&P 500 trade down to the lower channel line. It did not close below it. And so we need a close on Tuesday below $595.40. We closed at $599.37. So still trying to hang on to that $600 level. And you can see we closed near the high of the day for that particular bar. Now, the equal-weighted S&P 500 barely moved yesterday. Yes, we have the NASDAQ 100 back on a sell signal, but the equal-weighted NASDAQ and the next-generation NASDAQ are not on sell signals. Now, moving away from those big-cap tech stocks, we've got mid-caps, small caps, and micro-caps all trading lower yesterday. But notice none of those areas of the market are back on sell signals as of Monday's close. Okay, folks, that is all for this morning's presentation. So far, it looks like the market wants to do a little buying at the open on Tuesday morning. And of course, the market is going to get mentally prepared for Fed Day, which happens on Wednesday. And of course, we once again expect volatility to expand after 2 p.m. Wednesday afternoon. Have a great day. Next time you'll hear my voice is on Wednesday morning.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theuptrend.com.